Hey everyone, welcome to episode 112 of the Toys for Games podcast. We are recording this on Saturday, April 1st, 2017. I am one of your hosts, Jason Ganos, and I'm joined by the woman who puts the word life in the Toys to Life community, Lauren Moosney.
Hey guys.
How's it going, Lauren? How's your day been going?
Oh, it's been going.
It is hot.
It's been going.
That's good. It's always good.
That's what I thought.
You know, I know that you have been up to, a lot of things lately. And before we even started recording this podcast, I saw you put a nice, fresh batch of cookies in the oven.
I did. I mean, I'm not called Happily Candied for nothing.
So, besides the cookies, Lauren, what have you been up to? What's been going on in your world?
Oh, man. Well, let's see. Got up this morning. Did some work right away. And then, I know. Isn't that great? And then I headed on over to the kitchen where, I'm not a big breakfast person. Are you a big breakfast person?
I'm one to eat. I like eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You like all the meals, then?
I like them. I like all of them.
I'm not really a fan of breakfast, so I push more towards lunch and fix myself a bowl of cereal. And that was the start of my day.
It's not a bad start. I always say it's good to get a cup of coffee in before you get into your Toys to Life addiction.
That reminds me, I did have coffee this morning.
You did?
I needed it. 2 cups.
2 cups?
It's pushing it because I get a little crazy when I have more than 1 cup.
I was wondering why you were a little antsy today. I think that might have something to do with it.
I get a bit jittery, sweaty palms, and I can't stop talking and shaking when I get the coffees in me.
And that's not something I necessarily blame you for. I think I started my day with 2 cups of coffee because for me, I need the extra caffeine boost, especially when I know I'm recording. And we record quite a bit.
Pretty often. I mean, I'd say at least... How many podcasts do we have now?
17?
17. It doesn't seem like enough.
I always have something in the back of my noggin for a rainy day.
Yeah. So if you feel like it, you might just think of a new one?
That's something that... It's always on the top of my head.
Like what? Like right now, right this very moment. What are you feeling the urge to podcast about?
So if it wasn't Toys to Life,
yeah,
or wrestling, or other video games, or Joys of Games, or Toys for Games, or Harry Potter, I think maybe a dedicated Star Wars podcast might be something that I think people would like.
I think we should consider that. I think it's something that we should move into. It's kind of natural for, Toys to Life to move into Star Wars after Harry Potter.
I would do it. You're the one that doesn't necessarily always show up for your commitments for podcasting. I don't know if I'd want to throw something extra on you.
That's true. I have some issues with that, but I'll do my best.
Well, we do have a show to get to tonight.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
I know we normally go between like 15 to 20 minutes in these how you doing segments. So it's going to be a little bit short tonight because we have a doozy of a show.
But that's what the people were here for.
I get that, but at the same time too, there's a whole world of Toys to Life out there that I think people want to know about. And before we go too much further, I do want to give a big shout out to our show's executive producer tonight. That's George Torres or Jorge Torres. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I think he goes by both.
By both.
Yes.
He does.
Yes.
As always, fantastic executive producer. I don't know what we would do without him. Fantastic guy. And for the show's sponsor tonight, and that's Devin Lashinsky.
Well said. You got that right.
Thank you. You can find him on YouTube at youtube.com/user.dlasch2. Fantastic YouTube account. Awesome content.
Awesome.
And as always, if you're looking to contact the show for any reason, you can hit us up on Twitter at Toys for Games. Email us at podcast@toysforgames.com. Or head over to our website, toysforgames.com. You can always give us some money over at our Patreon account, too. We have these awesome buttons that we send out to our sponsors.
It's true.
Jason stamps them himself with his button stamper.
Button stamper.
Yeah.
I like those.
I called you Jason.
I didn't even notice.
So without further ado, let's get into the current status of Toys to Life.
What is the status of it?
Well, let's get into that because there's lots of different stuff coming out right now. Lots of things I know I love. Lots of things I know you love.
Let's start off with your favorite then.
Well, I think maybe we should go with your favorite first, and that's Disney Infinity. This segment's sponsored by nobody because Disney Infinity is dead.
It's true.
It's gone.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Nobody cares.
That's also true.
Somebody cared at one point.
Really? Who?
Well, there was a guy in Pennsylvania.
Was his name Dan? Because I think there was a guy down there that I knew he was really into Disney Infinity.
You know, it could have been. Could have been. But Disney Infinity's gone. It's dead. It is. It's on our hearts. It's in our minds. It's still in our hearts and our minds, and I think that's important.
Yes.
Lauren, I'm curious. What was the last Disney Infinity figure that you purchased for yourself?
Mulan.
Mulan.
Yes.
Was that a thing?
Is the movie a thing, or is it actually a figure?
The figure.
It's sure.
Is it?
Sure.
I didn't know they made a Mulan figure.
Well, you don't know. Oh, excuse me.
Is your phone going off?
Excuse me. That was highly unprofessional. I didn't mean for that to happen.
This isn't the Nintendo newscast.
Sorry. My boyfriend needs to get a hold of me as often as he can.
Which one?
Hold on, let me think. Today is.
Well, it's technically Saturday,
Oh.
April 1st,
Oh,
2017.
yeah, that's right. Yes. Okay. So that's Jared.
Okay, nice guy,
Yes.
Jared Rutledge.
Yes. Oh, hi, Jared.
He's the voice of another podcast that we will not mention
A
tonight
very well-known podcast.
because it's in no way near the quality that we put out here on the Toys for Games cast.
Absolutely.
Moving on from Disney Infinity, we do have some information about Skylanders Imaginators. Before we get too far into that, I do want to thank our sponsor for this segment. That's going to be Matt Sonnenberg. You might know him as SCL Matt. Find him over at sclmatt.com. Skylanders character list. Fantastic site for your Skylanders needs. We have some really cool stuff on this one.
Yeah.
Skylanders announce a new delayed release date for the Cursed Tiki Temple level packs
So wait. Can
for
I
Imaginators.
Can I clarify something here? If there's a new delayed release date, does that mean that there was a delayed release date and now this is an additional delayed release date?
You know, and that Skylanders always, they put you on your toes.
They like to keep us thinking.
One thing I'll say is a lot of people were always complaining, why is there not release dates on Skylanders? And this is the reason why. Because they're always delayed. Or they don't come out when anybody hopes.
Or they just don't come out.
Or they don't come out at all.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at you, the limited edition Taekwon Crow pack that was supposed to come out. Whatever happened to that?
That is a fantastic question.
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I would have loved to see
It's almost like I've never heard of that before.
You know, there is one Skylanders pack or figure that I'm almost positive did get delayed and people were really upset about it, and now I can't remember what it is. I'd love to bring...
Did you know at one time?
At one time I did. I'd love to bring that firsthand knowledge to this podcast, but unfortunately I don't remember. But anyway,
Yeah.
we have the Cursed Tiki Temple level pack, which is really cool. I mean, it comes with a treasure chest, as always. The Cursed Tiki Man, I think that's his name. He's the Cursed Tiki Man. He has a sword. He has like a little tiki hat and two dangerous-looking eyes.
It's interesting. His face looks like a shadow.
It does.
Like it's dark. It's this deep abyss that there is no end to.
He's mysterious, and
He
that's
is very mysterious. Why isn't he called Mysterious Tiki Temple?
because that's copyrighted.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately. But
Okay.
Skylanders has announced a new release date for the Cursed Tiki Temple level pack for Skylanders Imaginators. It was supposed to come out on March 12th, but look at your watch, folks, your calendar. You know, if your watch has a calendar,
Yeah.
which many do now.
I mean, come on. Yeah.
Many do now.
Yeah.
It's way past that. We do have a release date now of April 7th, which is really nice, and that's, again, for the United States. I do want to say that many countries overseas have already received the pack, but Activision is widely known for being anti-American, and that's a fact. That's just a fact. They don't like...
Is that on the box?
You know, there's an upside-down American flag on the box,
Oh.
and a lot of people saw that as a negative.
But you see it as a positive.
Not me personally.
Oh, okay.
You know, it could have just been a manufacturing box error, and that kind of thing does happen. There are variants, you know, differences in boxes. But
Crazy world.
you know, other countries already have this. The U.S. has been waiting, and I think it's high time Activision is called out for its anti-American practices.
Oh my God.
So, that being said, you know, Skylander has a long history of product releases for like issues with them. So this is pretty much just another example of Activision not getting their the release dates in order. It's kind of a big deal.
That sounds like a big deal.
So, out of curiosity, Lauren, I know you are a big fan of the Cursed Tiki Temple level pack. You imported yours from Eastern Europe.
I couldn't wait another day.
Really?
Yeah.
It's on your nightstand right now, and it's been there for some time now.
I can't go to sleep at night without looking at it.
I know.
Because there's something about it's what I've been waiting for all of my years of collecting. This is what I've been waiting for. My life is complete.
I'm curious too. So we have the release date of April 7th. There's word on the street on the major Skylander forums that this will, in fact, be difficult to come by.
Yes.
Do you have a plan for attack? Because I know, yes, you imported yours.
Yes.
But you also...
Mine's still better than everybody else's.
But you also do tend to want to get the variants, too. So you want the U.S. version. What's your plan of attack on April 7th?
I am going to every retailer in my area, and I am scouting every single retailer. And, you know, I'm actually surrounded by 20 or more Targets in various cities. So I know. So expect me to be hitting like 50 retailers in a day.
You know, it's not unlike you.
It isn't. This is what I do.
I do want to point out one other thing here too. This announcement was made via Twitter. Oddly enough, there was some folks asking the official Skylanders Twitter account what was going on, and they ended up responding. You know, it's a delayed release. It's coming out on April 7th.
Yeah.
Twitter is really the mouthpiece to the Toys to Life community. And I think that was something that we started.
It is. I mean, the Toys to Life community would not exist without us.
You know, that's true.
I mean, even the Amiibo community.
That's debatable.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know about that one. We can wait till we get to the Amiibo section before we talk those wretched figures.
Wretched.
We have other things to talk about tonight. I do want to say... one other thing about the Tiki Temple level pack, and you have to stop me at some point because I can talk about this all night.
Okay.
And I
and
will.
You will.
I will unless I'm stopped.
If I don't say something, you will continue for the entire night.
Yes, I might. Some people have already found this in their local stores, but it is in fact register locked, which I think is a interesting prospect. The fact that it was supposed to be out, they are in stores, but now they're locked until the 7th. Again, another surefire explanation of Activision's anti-American practices.
Oh, shame.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
It's a shame.
I do want to point out that I've seen some eBay listings for this as well.
Oh, really?
Pretty high.
What's high?
Like $7.
That's high.
Well, for Skylander, yeah.
Yes, very high.
The average Skylander, from what I've seen, has about the quality of a 50-cent McDonald's Happy Meal toy.
Well, that's what the slogan is, isn't it?
Have it your way? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba?
No, we're a 50-cent McDonald's toy.
Yeah, you know, I think that is one of their slogans.
It has a little jingle to it, but
it does.
I can't quite come to mind right now.
It does. You know, and that's actually gonna wrap up our Skylanders Imaginators coverage. You know, hopefully we're not gonna see Skylanders Imaginators up there with Disney Infinity.
Can I be honest with you?
What?
I think this was my favorite segment we've ever done on the Toys for Games cast.
Really?
Yes. I can't quite pinpoint why.
Yeah.
But it was really exciting.
I think that happens when any new level pack comes out.
Yeah.
I know I don't think I've been this excited about a Skylanders release than when Nintendo announced that it was working with Activision on Superchargers.
Oh, yeah. That day.
For those high quality,
high,
the tippy top of the high quality for these figures. They were the best.
They are.
So.
Yes. May they rest in peace.
Speaking of peace, let's talk about Lego pieces. Nice little transition for you. Moving into the Lego Dimensions section. This is sponsored by our good friend James Julian. James James. Hollow Man.
Mr. James.
From Infinity Museum. You can find him on Twitter at Infinity Museum. Fantastic Twitter account.
It really is.
One of the best I've ever seen.
I could not agree more.
But we do have some cool information coming out of Lego Dimensions in the form of the Powerpuff Girls. Lauren, you're a girl.
I am, in fact, a girl.
I feel like this would be a good segment, you being a girl,
Yes.
to talk about the Powerpuff Girls.
No one would be more suitable than I.
Were you a fan?
Growing up, yes. I know.
How big of a fan would you say you were of the Powerpuff Girls?
I didn't watch the episodes like the day they aired, but I watched them when I could, and I had a favorite one. Can you guess which one it was? Do you know all the Powerpuff Girls?
There is a Sunshine. There's a Buttercup.
Oh God.
There's Lulu Dallas. And then there's the green one.
Why did the Fifth Element somehow
I don't know.
slip into the Powerpuff Girls?
I don't know. I know there was Sugar. There was Spice.
And Everything Nice.
And then there was Chemical X.
Yes.
And that was the bad thing.
So bad.
But, he made 3 adorable little crime-fighting women.
Yes.
I remember Mojo Jojo.
Yes.
He was a monkey, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
But here we have it. We have a new spin-off of the Powerpuff Girls on Cartoon Network now. Some original fans of the show not too happy. One of the reasons why they weren't as happy as they were was apparently they never asked the original voice actresses to come back.
That is a really bizarre move to make for a remake that's so beloved of a series. So beloved.
It is kind of a slap in the face to millennials. Mm-hmm. And what are we considered? We're not millennials.
No, we're the generation right before that. We actually fall in a really cool kind of place when it comes to
we'll just call it 90s kids.
Yeah, we're 90s kids.
You don't want to mess with 90s kids.
Even though we were born in the 80s, but we grew up in the 90s.
We did grow up in the 90s.
We did.
That's a fact.
It's a truth.
We grew up with Cartoon Network, Cow and Chicken, Powerpuff Girls.
Reboot.
Anything on Nickelodeon. So many great things. But
so many.
Now we have the crossover of the century with Powerpuff Girls making their way to Lego Dimensions. Cartoon Network sent out a press release showing off some of the highlights of their 2017-2018 season. And included in the release was some new information regarding the Powerpuff Girls content in Lego Dimensions. I'm going to read to you a piece of this press release, not the whole thing. And I could.
I think you should.
I have been known to do it in the past.
Yeah,
but we only have so much time.
That could be a sub-podcast of this podcast.
Like a press release podcast?
Yeah.
I like that idea.
I know.
Are you game for it?
I'm totally game, because I don't have to do anything, and you will just read the entire press release.
I do. My days are generally filled with podcasts, but Tuesday, I have about 45 minutes between 3:30 in the morning and then 4:15.
Okay.
The next day.
So what you're saying is your time is not filled.
I have time for maybe one more cast.
Okay. Subcast.
Subcast, of course.
Okay.
But in the release, they said Lego Dimensions, Lego toy and video game hybrid is adding the Powerpuff Girls to its roster with a new Team Pack and Fun Pack. The Team Pack features Blossom and Bubbles minifigures. The Fun Pack completes the team with Buttercup, of course. Okay. And again, this is something that Toys to Life has done for a long time. They separate the goods.
Yep.
They separate the goods.
Yep. It's a good way to sell those products. Get those people to buy multiple items.
Gotta separate the goods.
Yep.
So if you want them, you gotta get both packs. And again, some might consider that sneaky, but for me, I like buying things.
Yep.
I'm a consumerist.
Yep.
I like to buy toys.
Yep.
As much as I can.
Absolutely. Yep.
However, both packages will give access to the Townsville Hub, which is always fun. Players can fly around Townsville, see sites like Pokey Oats Elementary. Who does not remember Pokey Oats Elementary? Some of my fondest memories come from episodes inside the walls of Pokey Oats.
Mine happened to fall into the Pickle Museum.
Is that a thing? Did you make that up? Oh, you're just reading the rest of the press release. I think I called it Pickle Oats instead of Oaks.
It's Pokey Oaks.
Is it Pokey?
It's
Did I say pickle?
You're mashing up the sentences here. It's the Pokey Oaks Elementary, and then there's the Pickle Museum. There is no Pickle Oaks, but
There should be.
there could be.
There could be. That's something I think fans have asked for since the show went off the air originally in 2003. However,
I would like to know, did it really go off the air in 2003?
Yes. If I said it, then it's true. So that's a fact. So we knew all the Powerpuff Girls were getting minifigure treatments. We didn't really know what the lineup was going to look like. We actually had pictures of the Buttercup figure that got leaked from... I don't know if it was leaked, but they had them at the toy show in Germany. One cool thing about these figures, they're not just the minifigure heads. They have the plastic heads, kind of like the Simpsons did, which I think is nice. I don't know.
Very nice.
Their heads are very like Stewie from Family Guy, football shaped.
Yeah. Oh, like Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
He was the original football head.
He was. I wonder if you would go back in like cartoon history if he was really the original football head.
He absolutely would.
You think so?
I think he is extremely recognizable. They say that if you can take a cartoon character's silhouette
Yeah.
and recognize that from the silhouette alone, no details, that's what makes the character.
Really?
Yes.
We should do a podcast on that.
Well, we could try splitting up that 45 minutes into two for the subcast, for the press release, and then a podcast about characters.
It's like 22 and a half minutes each.
Yeah.
I can probably swing that.
Okay.
There's no release date yet. We know Wave 8 is coming out in May, obviously. We've talked about that in the cast before.
Have we?
Yes.
Okay.
However, I'm not sure when these are necessarily going to be fitting into that release time frame. I know a lot of people are excited. I know, again, you as a girl
Yes.
must be excited. You're legally obligated to be excited.
Yes, I have no choice. The excitement is real, and I'm doing quotes.
Yes.
Is real.
Yes.
But it's there,
Yes.
also in quotes.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
this is going to be good.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on this. If you guys are curious, if you're looking for more information on this, head over to brickinquirer.com. We will have up-to-date information on all of this as soon as it breaks. We are getting excited over here for any kind of new information on this beloved franchise. If you could have any other Cartoon Network show in Lego form, what would it be? Out of curiosity. I know for me it would be Rick and Morty.
Oh.
Big Rick and Morty fan. I don't know if it would be PC enough to put in Lego's Mentions, though.
I'm trying to think. Oh! We Bare Bears.
We Bare Bears.
I want We Bare Bears. I was trying to think of like relevant today Cartoon Network shows.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure We Bare Bears is on there.
So if you could pick one of the bears, would it be Grizz, would it be Ice Bear, or Pan Pan?
Honestly, it would have to be all three because they're stackable, and Legos are stackable. So
That's true.
it's kind of like the two are match made in heaven. In fact, I don't even know why they're doing Powerpuff Girls. Why wouldn't they do We Bare Bears first? That to me is going to be, in the long run, more iconic.
We Bare Bears.
We Bare Bears.
It is a fun show.
It is. You cannot have one bear without all three bears. They must be there together.
There was that one episode, though, where Pan Pan moved out.
Yeah.
The other two seemed to be okay.
They weren't okay. They ended the episode with all three of them.
Well, yeah.
And that's how every episode
Pan Pan
ends.
moved in with a stalker, if I remember.
Oh, that's correct. Yes,
was-
that was entertaining. That was entertaining.
It was a little frightening, to be honest. So. Any
I
other...
think that's a good transition into our next subject.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, though, any more commentary on the Lego Dimensions? Anything that you'd like that's like pressing on your brain regarding Lego Dimensions? I know you're a big fan of anything Lego, almost as much as your Disney obsession.
I once played with Legos.
That's true. I've seen it.
It was no, you haven't.
Oh.
It was when I was a child.
Ah.
But I may have picked up a Lego a couple of years ago.
Moving on. Moving on to probably the worst of the three surviving Toys to Life franchises here on the list, and that's Amiibo. Amiibo section tonight is sponsored by Michael O'Driscoll
Driscoll.
from @Amiibo_museum on Twitter. I also want to point out that Michael's fiance, Anya, she produced a new album. I believe she actually recorded the album. It's called And the Light Comes In. Fantastic album.
Oh, really? What did you think of it? I mean, like, what was your favorite song?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just read this on the paper right now.
But it's fantastic.
I'm assuming it's fantastic. I'm sure it is. I would like to point out to Anya, if she's listening to this today, you will get a proper plug next week. I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. He is Bulbasaur.
They didn't tell me this. They didn't tell me this would happen. This would be something you would think if, metaphorically, not metaphorically. I mean, let's say you had two friends who are like, "Hey, we're gonna give you the keys to our podcast."
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Anything I should know? Anything big? Maybe like a plug for an album from one of your sponsors? Maybe I should know about?
No, that's definitely something that you can do on the fly. You don't need preparation for that. You don't need to know that.
Yeah. Anya, I'm sure your album's great.
Beautiful.
I have no doubt.
No doubt.
We might even play part of your album on Much Better Podcast.
Much better podcast. Wait.
Anywho, up next we have the Mario Sports Superstar cards. Now let's, again, I do want to point out that we might have a little less excitement for this next topic because I think we can all agree Amiibo are on the way out. Yesterday's news. Nobody really cares. Honestly, when you look at characters from Skylanders like Taekwon Crow and compare it to Mario, there's no contest in originality. The Crow wins every time.
10 years from now, who is going to remember Mario?
No,
Over I'm sorry.
Taekwon Crow?
Taekwon.
It's like Taekwondo.
I get the pun.
Yeah.
It's just it's a tongue twister.
Boy howdy.
It's a tongue twister.
Sure is. We had some new Amiibo cards coming out. Came out on Friday. The Mario Sports Superstar cards. Mm-hmm. 90 Amiibo cards came out. There was 5 sports in the game. Every character had 1 card for every one of the sports. If you can do math, there's 18 characters in the game.
So what is that equal?
90. Oh. 90.
Okay.
Yeah.
So split in half, you'd say that's 45 minutes. 45 minutes like the time that you have for 2 more podcasts.
No. That was a stretch.
No.
That was a stretch.
That was not.
Yeah. Anyway, 90 cards.
I was doing the math in my head. I couldn't, which is very strange because I'm terrible at math.
And you're Asian. So weird.
I'm full of contradictions.
Yeah. Like, I can make great tacos. I'm Hispanic. That's a true story.
Funny how very recently...
Yeah, what?
You and I both spoke a Spanish phrase and you misspoke yours.
Do I make good tacos? Yes or no?
They're okay.
Really? They're okay.
They're okay.
The last time I made tacos, you said these are amazing.
I don't know about that.
It's... You know what? Let's move on. 90 cards, characters like the standard Mario, Yoshi's, Luigi, but we do have some really cool additions. We have like Birdo, Waluigi, Wario.
So if you're a fan of somebody, one of the more offbeat characters, it's a good way to add to your collection.
Yeah, I agree. We also have some interesting newcomers like Rose Gold Peach, which is, I know you're excited about that one.
I am tremendously excited. I already have one.
I feel like, I understand Metal Mario. I feel like it's kind of a stretch with the Rose Gold Peach thing.
Why? Rose Gold Peach has been around for a decent amount of time.
What was Gold Peach's first appearance? Was it Mario Kart?
Mario Kart, I'm pretty sure.
I think it was Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Which is what?
And
3 years old?
And she made such an impact.
They're like, crap, we need another character. Who should we put in? Who can we shoehorn into this franchise? But here's the thing: we don't want to render a character too much. I'd like to just go into Photoshop and dump the paint bucket tool on top of an existing character.
What's really interesting
Put some
is that
reflection
I'm
on
pretty
it.
sure you did not say the same thing about when Silver Mario and Gold Mario were made into amiibo. Because basically,
Different.
instead of doing it within a video game, Nintendo actually did it with a real life object, a physical object.
Gold is a sign of A, victory, or B, rarity.
And so your reasoning for the
It's like a
silver,
trophy.
reasoning for Silver Mario.
Yeah.
So you're telling me
Yeah.
that you understand why a product like the Mario Amiibo was reproduced as gold and silver.
Yeah.
But you do not understand why a virtual character like Peach was turned into Rose Gold Peach.
I feel like it's a cop-out for a game. And I'll point...
I feel like you're a cop-out for a game.
Metal Mario I can see because it was a decent part of
64.
Mario 64. And it was included in Super Smash Brothers. And,
But-
it's iconic.
But that doesn't explain why we have a Mario Amiibo, a Silver Mario Amiibo,
Yeah.
and a Gold Mario Amiibo. And I'm pretty sure that on some other newscast, it was mentioned that there was hope for a Bronze Mario
Yeah, and that's not
Amiibo,
going to happen. But
which is just so interesting.
if Nintendo actually made the Gold Peach into a figure, I would buy it. I would buy it. When they shoehorn another character like that into the game, I find it kind of lazy. Oh, and let me give you an example.
No.
And it's not about Peach.
No,
not
I
about
would
Peach.
only find it unfair if I guess Rose Gold Peach was available through like paid DLC. Like I'd understand you. I'm not saying that I would have a problem with that, but I believe you. I would say okay, I can understand you having a gripe with that. But if it's available within the game,
Yep.
and even if you have to unlock it, I don't really see there being that big of an issue.
Oh, let me give you one example. Then we'll move on to the actual cards. I feel like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's going to be a fun game. They added the Inklings.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They also added Gold Mario.
Yes.
In my opinion, is a cop-out. It's, let's throw another character at these folks that are going to be spending $60 to play the game
Well,
they
if-
essentially already paid for it, and we're going to throw in Gold Mario.
If they already did Rose Gold Peach, why not throw in Gold Mario?
I get it. I feel like part of it's a cop-out.
Those
Should be alternate costumes.
I don't.
They should be alternate costumes. They shouldn't be a full-fledged racer.
You just like complaining.
I do not. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We did ask our community. We asked if they were able to go out and hunt for these cards.
And what did our community say?
They found them for the most part.
Really?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, you said that you thought people were going to have problems finding these things.
Yeah. Oh.
And our community came out in droves, and they were able to find them. For us personally, we went to GameStop to find some cards. They had 3 packs. We bought all 3.
Uh-huh.
We went to Toys R Us. They were sold out. They were gone, which was a bummer. So we only have 3 packs.
Yeah.
We have 0 duplicates out of the 3 packs, though.
I must say that we didn't really go out of our way in search for
Sorry for the bump.
the amiibo cards like that much.
Yeah, we went out like 4 days later.
I feel like we could probably still make more of an effort.
Maybe. I mean, it's possible. But I want to point out that there's some interesting things about these amiibo cards. There has been some information from a lot of people on Reddit, on Twitter, saying that some of the cards just don't scan at all. So there's apparently Defectgate.
That's the first time we've heard this happen with amiibo cards. That didn't
is.
happen with the Animal Crossing
Haven't heard
amiibo
any
cards.
cases of the Animal Crossing cards or a figure doing this.
Interesting.
I'm curious to see if any of you guys have had any kind of issues with this in the past. But apparently it is an issue.
Yes.
There is a lot of cards. Again, I actually know our good friend TJ. You can find a lot of his stuff over at the amazing YouTube channel, Nintendo Wire.
Oh, that's a really good channel. You know, that's the channel that is first on my list because I'm always viewing it. They upload so many videos.
Some say too much. Yeah. But he picked up a lot of packs. He got a lot of duplicates. He said about 30% of the cards he got were duplicates. So I know that it's one of these issues where with the Animal Crossing amiibo cards, we ran into the same thing.
I don't know if it was that bad, though, with the duplicates.
You know, with the Animal Crossing, though, it's 100 cards per series times 4. Technically, if you want to like include the welcome amiibo cards, was that an additional 50?
Yeah.
I think it was 50.
It was.
Plus the variants that we had in Japan. There was like a total of like 400 and like... Oh, Animal Crossing one. Or not the Animal Crossing, the Hello Kitty ones, too.
Yeah.
Like almost 460, 470 of those cards.
Yep.
So with the Mario stuff, 90, it's still kind of challenging to get.
It is.
I do want to point that out. But it is interesting. Are you making noises like...
Do you know... I don't know. Never mind.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But they are pretty cool. They're pretty cool. I will say that as an Amiibo fan myself...
You are?
Yeah, well, they're... Out of all of the Toys to Life franchises, it's by far, obviously, the worst. But, yes, I do like them.
Okay. It's just the lowest on the totem pole.
It's the lowest on
okay.
It's got to, But some might say if you're lowest on the totem pole, you're carrying the rest on your back.
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
It is. It is.
I think that's something that we're going to have to bring back sometime.
Maybe a carrying on the back podcast.
Yes.
Can split up one of the other podcasts and maybe a third we can squeeze in.
I think that's fair.
I do too.
Doable.
Yeah. I know Jason Greer. He had to visit 2 stores. 2 of them apparently didn't know what they were.
Oh.
The second store did eventually find them.
Oh, well, that's good. I wonder what retailer it was.
I have no idea. I mean, for the most part, I feel like you just throw them on the shelf. It's not going to be a big deal. There was definitely far less hype around this release of Amiibo cards in comparison to other Amiibo releases in the past. Even the Animal Crossing ones seemed to get a little bit more love than these did, which is kind of surprising. But again, Mario Sports, Superstars, a little mediocre. I don't think a lot of people were like incredibly excited to add this one to their wish list. So I don't necessarily blame them. I know there's diehard Amiibo fans that definitely want to get their entire collections. So maybe eBay.
I think that's going to be the best way to complete these, especially in a cost-effective way.
I think the best way to go about it is having those trading events.
Oh, yeah.
Toys R Us had them. I believe the gang over at Nintendo Wire, they used to run some of those.
That's true, they did, at Toys R Us. Even if there's nothing official set up, you can usually, if you go to any type of GameStop events for any other types of games.
Yep.
Coming out, and they usually GameStops host these things once every couple months at least. A lot of times people will bring collectibles, especially the cards, like they did that with the Animal Crossing cards. So that's always an option too.
That's true. That's going to do it for the Amiibo section tonight. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, Michael O'Driscoll and his lovely fiancée, Anya.
You got it right.
With the umlaut. It's not an umlaut. It's a squiggle.
Squiggle.
She's got a squiggle over the end, which is a surefire way to know you're fancy.
That's just the way you pronounce it. Yeah, it's not because it's spelled.
No.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move into the indies. The indies of the Toys to Life community. We're talking Infinite Arms, Light Seekers, and Beasts of Balance. Oh, those are other Toys to Life things. Yeah, they're awesome.
Okay.
This section is sponsored by Christopher Long of Long's Toys. You can find him on Twitter at CLong, CLong83. CLong.
Can I at CLong?
CLong
83.
83. CLong 83. Over at Twitter. You can find him on YouTube at youtube.com/user/longstoys. Also, Geek Each Week. And that's Geek Each Week at Geek Each Week on Twitter. Really cool guy. or girl. I have no idea who that is. I'm sure they're cool. Guess what? We have some news. This is big news. We have SwapBots, the augmented reality toy designed for creative play for the overly white family, according to the...
Wait. Oh, it doesn't really say that.
No.
Okay.
It just looks like the most generic... Like, I feel like somebody went to the stock image site and
I don't know.
in white family
That little,
having fun.
I don't know. He looks like a punk.
Yeah, he looks fun. He looks like a nice guy.
I don't know. But do they really see those things in front of them? That's what I want to know.
You know, part of me feels like, again, that's a stock image. I could be wrong. I haven't watched the trailer. But it is fully funded, folks. Big news.
Been waiting for this.
You can swap, you can scan, you can play. SwapBots is a revolutionary children's toy and video game. It's packed full of excitement. It's exciting.
I'm excited.
Can you hear? I can feel the excitement in your
It's
voice.
radiating.
The special line of toys comes with 9 characters, each compromising?
I believe that's a typo.
That's a typo.
It's not
It was
compromising.
supposed to be comprised.
Comprising.
They said compromising.
Oh, that has a negative connotation.
I just want to point out, I did not misread that. There's a typo on their Kickstarter page.
There was a typo. I don't know how believable this Kickstarter is now.
But it got funded.
It got funded, but my guess is that means that I don't know. I wouldn't back a Kickstarter with that kind of typo in there.
If the good folks over at SwapBots are listening to this, we're just joking about your typo.
Yeah.
Your typo's fine with us.
It's a beautiful typo. It's defining, a page-defining typo.
But it's compromising of 3 components with their own special powers. Swap the pieces of each character to unlock your own customized bot, then watch its unique powers burst onto your screen as you bring to life with SwapBots video game. With the SwapBots video game. You swap, you scan, you play, it's funded, we're done. That segment's done. We don't need to talk about SwapBots anymore. It's funded.
What are they?
They're bots, and they swap. We do know that we are very close to the game, what is it, Oniri Island. Very, very close, like 3/4 of the way through the funding for Oniri Island, Children of the River. This looks great. It's another, Toys to Life game where you put the toys on the screen. It's great. There's an iPad app for it.
Come to life.
Yeah, they do.
This is kind of... They look like Amiibo. It's cute.
They do. I feel like we're getting to this place where in 5 years, we are going to be going to a flea market, and there's going to be boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of Toys to Life stuff.
Yeah.
We're getting close to that point already with some Skylanders, but I feel like everybody and their mom is trying to cash in on the Toys to Life phenomenon, as it were. Toys R Us had a whole section of, off-brand Toys to Life things that I ended up seeing in their clearance aisle. Angry Birds tried to do it. Mm. You had the failed Marvel...
Yeah, yep.
I can't even remember what it's called.
Yep.
Playmation.
Yep.
So, but hey, Oniri River, really close to getting funded. 3/4 the way to go. And Lightseekers. I do want to point out something about Lightseekers, and I'm not going to give them a hard time. Lightseekers is actually pretty cool. I've seen a lot of buzz about Lightseekers, and we're really close to launch, 3 months away, coming on July 1st.
We don't have a video or image for that.
Nope. They did not give us a link to click for that one.
Use my imagination.
They seek the light.
I just see these little figures with, helmets on their heads with flashlights coming off of them.
They're light seekers.
They're in the dark right now, but they're seeking the light.
It's the all-new Flashlight RPG. It's every character is actually a flashlight, different kind. You have the red one, got the white one, the black one, the green one.
Pink one.
There's not a pink one.
Oh, no. That's not every color then.
Well, that's the DLC.
Oh.
Is it really DLC when you got to buy another figure? Sort of.
True. Mm.
It's not downloadable. It's just content. So it's called C.
Did you get the C in today?
Brand new C coming out. Get over to Walmart and pick up your new C. Your new content. Yeah. That's going to wrap up our section on Toys to Life stuff. We do have a lot of other things to talk about. Like our Twitter question of the week. Yeah. Twitter question of the week. What Toys to Life figures are you most looking forward to being released, and why? That was a question we asked. We had a lot of responses. We had 3 likes. 3 likes on that one, which is big. That's a good one. Shopkins Inquirer, good friend Shopkins Inquirer, he said the Shopkins Landers, they're going to be a thing if Activision wants to make some fast cash. Makes sense. TJ Sensula.
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 Sentula.
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 Senkula. I'm sure hoping these unannounced Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, and Majora's Mask amiibo become a thing. Fierce Deity, Link, baby. For those of you guys who don't know what he's talking about, Breath of the Wild had content that people found buried, like in the code, showing costumes from Majora's Mask, Majora's Mask and Majora's Mask, Skyward Sword, and I think it was Twilight Princess. Essentially showing that there's like 3 unannounced amiibo coming out in the 30th anniversary line.
Yep.
It's either A, they're coming out at some point, or B, they were supposed to come out and they canceled them. And I hope that's not the case. So, we have some other responses here too. Phoenix back for Fire. Figures the most. Swap Force was always my favorite. We have Sam Spencer, Powerpuff Girl Legos. Need I say more?
Oh,
You
yes.
don't have to say anything else.
Nope. Says it all. Box Boy and Monster Hunter series amiibo. Ooh, although I don't see Box Boy coming over here. The amiibo
No,
itself.
it's not. Fun fact, though, something that wasn't on the Toys for Games official script
Oh.
that was sent over.
Oh, going rogue here.
Yeah, going off script. Nintendo Australia announced that they are going to be selling the Japanese version of the QB Box Boy amiibo, which is
Really?
bizarre. It's not coming in English packaging. It's not going to be like an official product, but they said that they imported, I don't know if they imported, but they got a bunch from Japan,
Interesting.
and they're going to be officially selling them on their site.
Huh.
Which is bizarre.
That's, yeah.
I've never seen that kind of thing happen before.
No.
It's not happening in the U.S.
No, just Australia.
Yeah. Oh my god. So many answers to this question. We have Rogue One Infinity figures. That's not going to happen.
Oh.
A lot of people excited about the Powerpuff Girls. And really, can you blame them?
As a girl, I cannot blame them because...
You're contractually obligated to like it.
Exactly.
And that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would hope that you maintain that excitement up until release day. When you're contractually obligated to go to the store and buy it.
You feel my excitement right now.
Yes.
Just imagine that. Exact excitement.
Yeah.
On release day.
I'm sure everybody listening at home, they can feel your excitement
I know.
through their speakers of choice. That's a community question of the day, or of the week, of the day or the week.
Or the week, because we may be doing the same podcast on the same day. You know, why not just redo this podcast later today?
Yeah, we could.
We could.
They might want to redo this podcast anyway. To be honest,
I think we covered all the bases. I don't see why.
We did cover the bases. We did it in 1/8 of the time that they do it.
Yes.
This is the abridged version of the Toys for Games cast.
We didn't talk about what you ate for breakfast.
No, we didn't, but we have to get to emails. Got to get to those emails.
We did the question, though.
We did the question, but we didn't get to the emails. We have the fan emails coming out today. The email section is sponsored by Evan Parker, also known as the Lone Goldfish. You can find him on twitch.tv/the Lone Goldfish.
I really like that name, by the way.
It's sad when you're the lone gold. We have a lone goldfish. We tried to make him not a lone fish, and he ate the other fish.
It would have been a sad day, but it was almost amusing, so I couldn't exactly get sad over it.
So the goldfish's name is Hoo Hoo.
And the suckerfish's name was
Avery.
It was Avery.
Now it's dead.
So Hoo remains a lone fish. A lone
Lone goldfish.
A lone goldfish.
I feel like we could talk about that guy's name for a majority of this podcast, and it would be fine.
I would be fine with that.
Yep. First email comes in today from Adam Tuttle. Adam Turtle and the Lone Goldfish.
Turtle.
That sounds like a band.
Turtle.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Turtle and the Lone Goldfish. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Turtle.
Adam Tuttle says, "Hello, Jason and Lauren. Popping in to say a quick hello. SwapBots have finally been fully funded on Kickstarter, even with the typo." He didn't mention that part.
He didn't mention that's the
didn't
first thing that we mentioned.
That we mentioned that. Have you both had the chance to check out the figures released so far? Which one is your favorite? So far, my favorite is Ruby, the red panda. I'm very excited now that the Cursed Tiki Temple is finally coming out in the States. This will revamp my creative juices with all new parts to build more Imaginators. Chaos has never been more scared. Ka-chow! Who's going to see Cars 3 opening night? Thank you both for being amazing.
You're welcome for. We're happy to be amazing.
It's what we do. We are amazing people.
I was born amazing.
That's true.
Thank you.
You know, I'm a big fan of the Red Panda as well. Ruby the Red Panda is probably going to be one of the most iconic game characters. If not this century, at least this decade. At least.
Would you say more so than the Disney Infinity figure that we just discussed?
No.
Oh.
But it's a close second.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think it's going to be up there with Toys to Life greats like Taekwon Crow.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's Infinity.
Yeah.
No, that's not. That's Skylanders, not Infinity.
Oh,
yeah. You get confused.
It's like the same thing.
It's going to be up there. So we are a big fan of Ruby the Red Panda. One heck of a panda. Who's also red.
Is there a green panda?
Yeah. It's Emerald the green panda.
Oh, wow.
So you see they have a whole thing.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, it's like a gemstone / color of the panda type thing.
That's cute.
Yeah, it is cute. Are we going to see Cars 3 opening night? Yes.
You know, I've never seen Cars.
Yeah.
Or Cars 2.
Do you want my personal opinion on Cars?
Yes, I would like it.
I felt like it lacked life.
Especially compared to other Pixar films.
Yeah, and this is just me being me.
Yeah.
And not being the host of the Toys for Games.
Yeah.
I had a hard time with Cars.
Yeah.
I get it. It's geared towards... In my humble opinion, it's geared towards younger kids, if not a ploy for toy marketing crossover.
But that's the charm behind... It's supposed to be the charm behind Pixar, which is appealing to both adults and children on the same level. And well, I guess on different levels, but in a balanced way.
Yeah.
And that's kind of sad. The reason why I never saw Cars was because it just did not appeal to me at all.
The biggest thing is I don't do Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. I understand that.
There was one thing, you guys might know this about me. Actually, I don't think anybody would know this about me except for you.
Okay.
I'm a fan of NPR and I'm a fan of Car Talk. And the Car Talk guys did have a cameo in the original Cars movie.
Did they really?
Yes. And I remember seeing that for the first time and I thought it was great.
That's pretty cool.
It was unexpected.
Yeah.
And then obviously one of the brothers died over the past couple years, which is a bummer and a half.
Yeah.
But he's immortalized in the world of Cars.
That's probably the most sentimental thing I can imagine being in Cars.
That's the highest praise I can give that movie franchise.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen 2, so I probably won't see 3.
I've not seen 1 and 2. I have no interest in seeing 3. I apologize.
Adam, you're a rock star.
Yes.
Coming up next, we got another one from Victor Zamora. I didn't mess his name up.
No.
Thank you for having a name I can pronounce and not confused with an animal. Aquatic animal.
It reminds me of that movie.
Zamora?
Zathra?
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a movie with a Z.
What could it be? You know, the Z movie.
You know what oh, come on.
I don't know.
You must know.
I don't know.
Return to Zathra or something.
The Bridge to Terabithia? No. Dear Jason and Lauren, if you could choose any non-Skylander from the Skylanders game to become a playable figure, who would it be? I've always been partial to Arbo. Well, let's go to Google real quick and type in non-playable Skylanders characters. And I'm going to tell you the first one that comes up. Non-playable characters.
It's a wiki.
Obviously, for me, it would be Chaos's mom. Chaos's mom is one of these characters from Skylanders who is just amazing. What about you?
I'm going to go with Bob, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Are you talking about Bob, the guy that has the bone in his head? In his hair?
I said I would leave it at that.
That's true. I want people to know I do know everything about Skylanders. You know, Bob is a tiki skull in Skylanders Imaginators. He's a mythical sentient artifact housed in a throne of cursed tiki temple.
That reads mystical, not mythical.
Oh, whatever.
By the way, if you're wondering this script, just head over to the Skylanders Wikia page.
I'm not on the Skylanders Wiki page.
The Bob section, and you will see this word for word.
Fun fact, I think this guy's actually part of the Tiki Fun Pack that comes out, which is kind of ironic.
Very ironic.
Thanks for the thanks, have a great weekend. Thank you, Victor, we appreciate it.
Thanks, Victor.
We love Arbo too. He's very nice. We all love Arbo. Oh. Finally, we have a message here from Devin Lashinsky. Hey, just wanted to say hi. Yes, I'm still alive.
That was nice.
We were concerned.
I like knowing that someone will check in, and just tell them I'm alive.
Yeah.
I would like my friends to do that, just like on Facebook. Just leave me a message that says I'm alive.
Not dead.
That would, I would accept that.
Well, I think the scary thing would be, what if your friend was dead? And then they sent you a message that said, hi, I'm still alive. Would you want to see that, though?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I would. That would make me feel like I don't know.
Yeah.
That the person wasn't dead.
Devin, bless your heart.
Oh.
Honestly, it's always a pleasure hearing from you. We're happy to know you're alive. And yeah, I think it's good all around that you're still in the land of the living.
Wasn't that our producer?
Yeah. Obviously, it's our producer. I know that. I wrote this script. All right. Before we let you guys off into the world, I know you guys are like, what the heck is going on? What the fudge?
What the fudge, man?
This is typically a 3.5-hour podcast. This is the Titanic of podcasts.
Are you calling us a sinking ship?
No, I'm calling us Titanic the movie. It's a very long film.
Yes. That ends very tragically.
It does. Well, she got closure. She got to tell her story.
True.
I don't think she should have thrown that diamond over the... She could have gave it to Bill Paxton.
She died.
Bill Paxton.
She died at the end.
Well, Bill Paxton's dead now, too.
Yes. See, so closure. See, everything comes... Yeah.
Rip Bill Paxton.
Yeah. Rip.
Not Pullman.
Yes, we went through this.
Pullman's in Independence Day. Paxton's in Twitter.
Pullman is still alive.
He was an Independence Day resurgence. One of the finest films I've ever seen.
Finest. In fact, I think we should scrap this whole newscast and dedicate it to completely everything that is Independence Day resurgence.
I think that's doable. So, let's end this with, where can we find information about you?
You can find me at Happily Candied on Twitter.
Yep.
And my sugary corner of the world, happilycandied.com, is linked in my Twitter description. So feel free to click that and hop on over to my website to view some pretty cute stuff.
It's not that cute.
I've been told it's been cute.
It's all right. You can find me over at Amiibo Jason on Twitter. Find me on our website, NintendoWire.com, over at Amiibo News. If you want to actually talk to the real people behind the show, you can find Josh Brown at The Noise on Twitter. That's at the NOYSE. Or find Jason Greer on Twitter at one of his 5 things he's doing.
Oh my.
At Jason Inquire, Skylanders Inc. INQ, excuse me. Infinity INQ. And Brick INQ. You want to contact the show, you can follow us on Twitter at Toys4Games. That's Toys, the number 4 Games. And Toys for Collectors at Toys, the number 4 Collectors. You can always send us an email over at podcast@toysforgames.com. And that's going to end another episode of the Toys for Games cast. Happy hunting!
And happy April Fools.
Bye!